Aloha. I want to thank those of you who participated in our electronic vote to express your opinion on the UH administration's proposal. The faculty have spoken by rejecting the last best final offer. Now that we have the results, you may be wondering, where do we go from here?
We want to give you an overview of the next steps and possible solutions UHPA will be pursuing to help resolve the university's budget shortfall without compromising the quality of public higher education for our students.
First, we will request that the federal mediator bring the UH administration back to the bargaining table as quickly as possible. The evergreen clause in our current contract preserves the terms and conditions of faculty employment. These remain in effect until both parties agree to a new contract. If that is to be achieved, both parties must be willing to compromise. The faculty will continue to advocate for quality education. We have proposed numerous solutions to help the UH administration address the budget shortfall. This included salary reductions in the form of loans to the UH, a freeze on hiring additional administrators, limiting new faculty appointments to only essential vacancies, and recommending efficient management of university resources. Unfortunately, all of these proposals were ignored or rejected. The governor nor her representatives have not been at the bargaining table since July. It is through unilateral edicts that the university has been brought to this crisis. It's time for the administration to do their part to find a compromise that recognizes the needs of the faculty and addresses the costs of maintaining quality higher education.
It's important to take a close look at what has led us to this situation in the first place. Governor Lingle chose to arbitrarily restrict legislatively appropriated funds for the university, and legislators did nothing to stop her. The governor refused to expend special state funds or reduce the amount that she felt compelled to restrict. She also refused to consider or propose any increases in general excise tax. Any of these could have been viable solutions to maintaining public education K through graduate school.
There was nothing to gain by voting yes. UH President Greenwood publicly stated that the proposed 5% pay reduction for faculty, the loss of one paycheck in 2010 through the payroll lag, tuition increases, and all other efforts would not be enough to meet the shortfall. Even if faculty agreed to everything in the last best final offer, the UH would still face a budget shortfall of approximately $16 million. In our negotiations, UH administrators told us there would be further reductions in both programs and personnel to make up for that $16 million. Only one thing is certain. The UH administration is not challenging the assumptions that have forced this crisis on public higher education.
Our students are the ones who have the most to lose in all of this. Already there are larger class sizes and less individual attention to students with fewer courses that will delay graduation. Also, we will not let the legislators skirt their responsibility to address the funding issue by failing to respond to the governor's restrictions.
We have a governor and UH administration that are not thinking long-term. The UH system is known for its research because we have individual faculty members who are respected in their fields and bring in nearly $500 million in grants and other external funds annually. As the UH administration continues to seek salary and compensation reductions, we can expect recruitment and retention of faculty to become increasingly more difficult. The UH cannot carry on its mission if it is unable to retain and attract the high caliber of faculty currently working for our university.
We realize that trying to bargain with the governor and the UH administration may not succeed or achieve a settlement without additional state revenues. We must look to the legislature and present the case for restoring funding for higher education. Since our legislators failed to intervene earlier, they will now have an important decision to make in the upcoming session. Either fund the UH or watch its further demise through budget cuts. We will see which elected officials truly support public higher education in our state.
We must demand that President Greenwood and the administration advance the mission of the UH by speaking out in opposition to these budget restrictions. It is time for them to show leadership and vision to the university community, the state's elected officials, and the general public. They cannot mislead the people into thinking that the university can do more with less.
Without funding, the UH will not be sustainable. There will be retrenchments and losses of jobs. We cannot expect student tuition increases to make up for the state's unwillingness to fund our university. Our legislators must get involved in the battle for public higher education in our state.
There is a fundamental question that must be addressed. What level of resources is Hawaii willing to provide to support the mission they want the faculty to deliver? The record shows that the faculty have succeeded in the past at achieving the goals of our institution. Will public support for these efforts be abandoned in this time of crisis?
Thank you, the faculty, for standing together. Watch our website for further updates. Aloha.